Welcome back as we get even more excited about sport. Why? Because we're South African, and that's what we do. As the 13th African Games draws nearer, the spotlight certainly will be shining on Ghana as the host country for what promises to be an exhilarating sporting event. With the thrill of competition now building, we're joined by South African beach volleyball captain Leo Williams to gain some insights into his life at the moment, because there's been a lot going on, and of course his team's preparations and ambitions for the Games. It's a big one. Leo, welcome, buddy. I know you are unbelievably busy at the moment, so thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for the invite, and I hope I can shed some light.
Yeah, man.
Before we get into it, bro, how are you doing? I know there's a lot going on. You got juggling a lot on your plate at the moment, but big preparations need to take place for this. How's it going? How are you doing, firstly? Let's get that out the way.
I think on a personal level, great. I mean, married, baby. Everything moving forward on the personal level.
Life's ticking the boxes. Well done, son.
Life is going, and I mean, 10 months is the boy, Philip, my son, and yeah, it's great, but also it takes a lot of time.
Oh, for sure, man. So. And it doesn't get easy. I want to say that you're going to sleep at some point, but not with the way your career is taking off. Unfortunately, those two things are going to need to be balanced out, but you seem to be doing it beautifully at the moment. How are you finding, because you've been based in a new place, it's been a massive, massive shift. How have you been able to keep control of that, man?
Sure. I mean, also it's a language and cultural barrier. So I moved to Prague, Czech Republic, about 5 years ago. And I think the difficulty just to get into the beach community and the sporting community there,
it's a click,
quite difficult. But yeah, trying to play international sport, you have to do what you have to do. So
for sure.
Yeah, we just took it on the chin and yeah.
And now you're doing it. And now you're doing it.
And you're doing it. But let's focus on the Games. I mean, obviously 10 months away, big Games happening. I mean, we represented the country. What is the challenge for someone like you, someone like a South African team, even getting into a position where you can represent South Africa at the level where we need to be represented, and then potentially even go on to do bigger things? Because, I mean, there's bigger tournaments. We're also running up for, I believe, Olympics is happening pretty soon as well. So this is really a stepping stone towards a massive moment. But
it's a big
again, not that easy for South African, right?
No, not at all. I think the level of competition in Africa in general is much, much lower. So just to be able to compete against the international guys who are, I want to say, more professional, because they have the ability to train more. They have the ability to compete at a higher level
the infrastructure,
more. Infrastructure, coaches, and there's a history of training. I think they have a better, let's say, position to launch themselves from. Whereas we come from Southern Africa, we don't have the coaching, we don't have the infrastructure yet, although we have the most beautiful beaches.
For sure.
I think everything is ready, and I think my generation that will, finish very soon.
Don't even say it, man. Not to him. Don't even say it, dude. Don't say it out loud. That self-talk is important, buddy. That self-talk is important.
So we will take over with, I guess, the experience that the youth will need in order to actually grow the sport. So we've laid the foundation for all the guys out there to see what is the sport all about. And I think now with African Games and Olympic qualifiers coming up, hopefully we get the spot at the Olympics, and even more guys will get to see what it's all about, and then they can experience that and actually try to make that something for themselves to do.
Because they need to see it. You guys were joking, you come from the same hood.
Literally
like a few streets apart. But how important it is for younger athletes to see that and connect those dots themselves. What does the path to the Olympics look like? Does the African Games come to bear in terms of that trajectory? What do we need to do in terms of Team South Africa to get to, let's be honest, the biggest sporting opportunity that anyone can get?
Yeah, I think the All-African Games doesn't really, it's almost like a yardstick for you to see where are we. It's like a championship on its own.
For sure.
It's African Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So, but some sports are using it as a qualifier, not beach volleyball. But yeah, after this run is done, or after this championship is done, all focus shifts to the Olympic qualifier, which is in June. So we have about 3 months after this qualifier to fully prepare. So it'll be physical, pushing hard in the gym, and then a lot of work in the sand. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, how those calves.
Hey, nah.
We can offer Ralph as a great little calf massage, bro.
I've tried all my life to run on sands. I don't know how you jump that high, man. Absolute respect to you. But I definitely am going to get an opportunity to actually find out exactly how this body moves. I know a lot of South Africans right now, especially youngsters, probably looking at this tall man with the South African colours on and being like, wow, how do I look like that? How do I get like that? And how do I create a career out of playing on the beach? So we have that opportunity happening in just a bit of Mzansi. I'm going to be going through my paces. I'll be being tested by South Africa's best, and I'm very grateful for that. So hopefully we can share some wisdom on how to get to this point in life and possibly beyond. And as we heard, there's a baton that's potentially being handed over too. So we're looking forward to
Don't
taking
get your
that.
hopes
Not
up,
just
buddy.
yet.
Don't
not
get
just
your
yet.
hopes up.
But we will dive into it in just a bit. So Leo, thank you so much. We will have this conversation as we take it to the dance floor, should I say the movement floor, and I get changed for that one.